So, is marriage or divorce harder? Well, that's really a trick question. I'm Leslie Dories, your marriage coach, creator of the Hero Husband Project, and owner of Foundations Coaching. And I was thinking about this the other day when I was reading an article about a woman who wrote about her divorce and said, "Don't call it the easy choice." And in the article, she goes on to say that after many years of her and her husband being unhappy, they decided to get divorced, and then they put in a lot of work to make the divorce functional. They had children. And so, what she was talking about was that they worked on their communication, they worked on all these other things. And as I'm reading this, I'm going, you know, maybe if you had put in that work before, divorce wouldn't be necessary. And this comes up all the time. People say they've done everything they can to save their marriage. And I ask them, well, did you ever get any outside help? And they'll either say no, or they say, well, yeah, we went to counseling. And I say, for how long? And they'll go, 1 or 2 sessions. Your problems don't start overnight, and they won't be fixed overnight. And there are some really good reasons why marriages have to end. But what research shows is that many marriages with some knowledge and support can actually be made better. It isn't a case of things have to stay the same or we have to end it. Sometimes the option is make it better. And if you have children, that's a really good reason to see if it can be made better. And people fall in love easily. They decide to get married while they're in the in love phase. And then when that fades, as it naturally has to do, because that's biologically driven and it's done by hormones and neurotransmitters and all that fun stuff. If you want to know more, let me know. But the thing is that there's a lot of information about what makes marriage work, and very few people are interested in it. And then things just start to either blow up over one thing, or more likely they die what I call the death of 1,000 cuts. And people liken things to the proverbial frog in the pot of boiling water. And oh, by the way, a frog will jump out of hot water. But things decline so gradually that people don't know how to reconnect. And so they think that the only answer is to get divorced, which, by the way, comes with its own slew of problems, not the least of which is losing 50% of everything that you have acquired together, be that money, be that actual, physical objects, a home. It doesn't matter what it is. And if, truly, if people would, understand that there's a lot of stuff about marriage that you might not know, because nobody has to take a relationship 101 class, and in my opinion, everybody should. This is where it goes by the wayside. And I don't think that all marriages should be saved. There are some that absolutely, absolutely have to end. And by the way, if you're in a marriage that absolutely, absolutely has to end, it's going to be very, very difficult to have a good divorce in that case if you have children. So this could be a case of unaddressed abuse, narcissism, unaddressed mental or physical illness, unaddressed addiction. These things make it impossible to stay married. And those same things are going to make a divorce difficult. And quite frankly, as this woman stated in her article, they had to do a lot of work to make the divorce good. So why not put in that energy and effort to see if you can actually make the marriage what you want it to be? So if that's you, if this resonates with you, don't wait until it's too late. The earlier you get in and learn what works, the less work is involved in making it good for your lifetime, but it also gives your children the gift that they really want, which is a solid, stable home life. So I invite you to subscribe to the channel if this makes sense. I invite you to get in touch with me if you have questions about the state of your marriage, because sometimes just asking the question tells you that there might be something to look into. So I invite you to get in touch. You can DM me, you can send me an email. Smoke signals works too. No, I'm only kidding. But your marriage, your family is important. And so hopefully you found this helpful. And until next week, stay loving.